Hello and welcome to the third episode of the Smokin podcast. I'm Destriat.
And I'm Aryan Sharma.
And today we're going to be talking about the BMW M3 and the Lexus RCF.
Of course, two very popular, both luxury and sort of performance sports cars. Fairly, usually coupe or sedans.
Yeah.
Sedan models. Of course, the Lexus, that's more of a newer model, whereas the M3 that has like plenty of history, of course.
Of course.
Beginning in 1986 with the M30 3 Series.
Yep. We have a picture of an E30.
The E30, right?
Yeah.
The E30.
Beautiful car. It's a beautiful car.
The E30 M3, of course, model. It used a 2.3. Well, actually, for a lot of these threes, throughout the years, they had slight tweaks throughout the production to sort of increase power. So it's first used a 2.3 liter inline four, moved up to a 2.5 liter, which make about 195 to 238 horsepower. Depending on which year these cars were made, and so it was originally made for to comply with the racing regulations, which is fairly common with
like race cars,
a lot of race cars, especially back in the day.
Homologation. They had to make a certain amount.
Yeah, that's sort of how legendary sports cars came to be. Also, I think with the looks, if we can get that the M3 back on screen, of course, had custom bodywork to the front, the rear, and of course the sides made it a little bit more, you could say, aggressive looking.
Yep.
Of course, produced from 1986 to 99.
As offered, that was the latest version
one
of the G80.
G80, of course.
But still going strong to this day.
Of course.
So you can't go wrong with those.
And they were originally offered as both a coupe and a convertible.
Yeah.
So what about the Lexus, the RSF, correct?
Yeah, the RCF.
RCF.
So I believe the production started in 2015 for those. They're offered with the V8. They're basically kind of like, you could kind of say like a Japanese alternative to a Mustang. 2-door V8, can't go wrong with those. 5 liter, over 5 liter as well.
Yeah, 5.
So that's a funny comparison right there.
Yeah,
that right there is like, that's it's very a premium. It's obviously the German cars, still carry a heavier weight to them, but I mean, that's a rebadged Toyota with a V8.
Pretty much, yeah. And of course,
Toyota reliability.
Yeah.
With a V8. I mean, that's insane.
Pretty much. So I guess it's what meant to be competing with sort of stuff like the M3 in terms of being both luxury sort of coupes and sedans, while still offering that performance. Of course, the M3s, they're usually known for having of course, the first one, the E30, while it had inline four, they soon moved for the second generation, the E36. They moved to the pretty much now standard inline six engine. For the E36 M3, that was a 3 liter inline, making about 280 to 321 horsepower, depending on the year.
Yeah.
Also, it was offered with a 6-speed manual. I think it's, on terms of M3s, I would say that might be my favorite. It's just something about it. It's like, when I think of like a classic, well, just classic, like even modern, because design-wise, pretty much it felt like it set the standard with both it being offered as both a coupe, and then for the first time in the M3 was a sedan. Which I want to ask you, because we're going later with the G80. Do you prefer it as a coupe or a sedan?
I probably would have to go with the coupe.
The coupe, okay,
for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you could also say that's a little bit more sporty, like, with a lot of sports cars, they're 2 doors, but something about a sedan, like, it offers a little bit more like
practicality.
Not just practicality, but also just sort of that sleepers sports car style look. Like, you're not expecting a 4-door sedan to be so fast and powerful.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, if they know, they know. Like, the M5 is a perfect example. You wouldn't think, but if you already know the BMW 5 Series, don't mess with it. I have a clip, I believe, of the E30, just like a brief little test drive someone was doing. I think it was based on like a restoration. So just a nice little, get a nice view of the car driving around. Right, a good point. You brought up that.
Also ich bin der Matthias Unger und fahre ein M330 Sport Evolution.
Seeing that, I think actually for the E30, one of the sort of underrated, not underrated, I should say, but like one tolle Innenausstattung I like with the M3 models is that slow spoiler in the back. You see?
Yeah, that little bit.
The little bit
back of it.
There, you add to that sports carness that made the M3 model special compared to your regular 3 Series E30.
Yeah, subtle touches like that. That's what they really help distinguish cars like performance from their regular variants you would see.
Yeah, because you also will. You can notice the front splitter, that bottom portion.
Yeah, and the wider fenders.
Always like a car with a little bit more wider fenders. Makes it a little more aggressive.
It's got more like road presence.
Yeah,
you definitely can tell.
Yeah, well, and I was moving on. Well, I think the E36 is probably the most famous M3 would be the E46, which is the third generation, of course.
Yes.
Of course, M3 used a 3.2 liter inline 6, making about 340 to 360 horsepower.
Yeah.
It's also, I believe, one of, if not, it was probably the most production models they made for an M3 at 85,000 units most of the time. And of course, I think there's one specific model I think everyone thinks of when they hear M3. Of course, the GTR model.
Of course.
Used speaking of V8s, of course, the RCF used an V8. The GTR model used a 4-liter V8, which made 450 horsepower. Yeah. I believe that
there
one.
There she is. Oh,
yeah.
That's
that livery.
That's my childhood right there.
Need for Speed Most Wanted.
That's right there. Yeah.
When you probably think of a highest performance sports car, BMW, it's probably the Need for Speed livery. Iconic.
That was a collab they did with Need for Speed to celebrate Need for Speed's, I believe 30
years, yes.
And they basically took one of the real race cars and they put that livery on it.
Yeah.
So it was in the museum, BMW's museum, for like a few months. And they still have it, and they're taking it around to different museums.
Yeah.
So that just shows a lot, like the impact that car had.
Yeah, in terms of
car
culture, tuning scene, modifications, and racing. Of course, that model is the BMW.
I'm not a big BMW guy, but that is the car.
Yeah.
We have a clip, another one of one racing on the track, and people who know how the car sounds. It's a very iconic sound.
Yeah.
It's like music to your ears. Yeah. But it's technically actually the transmission that people hear.
Yeah.
But it's an iconic sound. So. That.
Yeah, I think I know because the actual racing modulation models, they had more of I think it was a white with some blue and red, BMW colors. Would you prefer those liveries over the Need for Speed ones?
I would say the Need for Speed ones.
Yeah,
even though that's like the car in the clip, that was the actual race car. But they took the sound and they put it into the game.
Yeah.
And in Need for Speed Most Wanted, most of the vehicles don't actually sound like their real life counterparts.
So yeah,
but that was the car they made sure it sounded like it's.
Yeah, I mean that was literally the poster car. Like on the cover, that's the first thing you see. Yeah. Famous. I couldn't even say more about it.
Oh, it's iconic for sure.
But speaking of V8s, the next generation after that, the E90, that also used a V8, making 420 horsepower, which that's actually quite a lot, especially for 2007.
Yeah.
Which is when they start production for that, and as well, it was pretty much the next in line for terms of racing. It was very popular with endurance racing, like Le Mans and touring racing, because we saw the clip. Matt really successful.
Yeah,
in sort of that, probably in terms of this sort of generation of BMW racing.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. That's I think if we could. Well, if people know what we're talking about, it's the E92. It should be an orange car. But yeah, like
the orange.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking. I forgot about the E30s. Yeah, the E36. But yeah, that's the E92.
Yeah, I should mention that there was a bunch of extra, like technically it wasn't just the E90. There was a bunch of production years: the E90, E92, E90X, I believe. So throughout the years from 2007 to 2013.
Yeah.
Sure. And that pretty much there was one more generation, the F80, which is I believe fairly similar.
Actually, I believe 2015.
Yeah, 2014, 2015 to 2019. I think they moved back to an the inline six. But actually, no, they moved back to an inline six, but this time it was twin turbo.
Yeah.
So that's where they got their power from.
Yeah, can't go wrong with those.
Of course, and speaking of twin turbos, we're moving now to the current generation, the G80.
Yep.
I think because the first thing I made notable was that the M3, the M3, they decided to split it from the M3 into the M4.
Yeah.
From what I gathered, they're same cars, but the M3 is the sedan model, M4 is the coupe. Do you have a preference?
See, I'm just kind of wondering, why did BMW make that decision?
It's of course the previous models they were offered as both coupe and sedan, but it's now sort of separate both as two separate cars.
Yeah.
Makes you think.
But yeah, I had a picture board of two of them, of the M3 and the M4, just for differences. But obviously, we're talking about the M3, so it's going to be like it's 4-door.
And of course, the notable thing with the design, of course, the kidney bean sort of front grille.
Yes.
They switched it. It's much bigger now. Supposedly, I guess for airflow, but
the beaver tooth,
the pig nose, whatever you like to call it.
The green one, that's Angry Birds. That's Angry Birds.
It's an Angry Birds.
Yeah.
It does kind of look like an Angry Bird.
But I do like that green.
Honestly, with the green,
it is a nice looking green.
The green, it does sort of fit. Of course, this one also used a twin turbo inline, making 523 horsepower. I believe that engine is also used in the current generation of Toyota Supra. So it's shared parts.
Oh wow, nice.
Yeah, and as well, they also use another model of the M3, the M3 Touring, which is the first ever station wagon version of the. Originally, it was
brought to North America, right? Because I know in Europe they're big on their wagons.
Yeah, specifically the M3. No, BMW had made wagons for the 3 Series before, but not for the M3 Performance Series line.
Okay.
They originally they had a concept for the E36 M3 as a wagon, but that never went to full production.
Wow.
So this is the first ever full production M3, and I honestly agree. I am a sucker for station wagons, power wagons, as you will. With the M3, I believe Audi also has a version.
The RS6.
RS6.
Yes,
both are
definitely one of my favorites.
Beautiful cars, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess then that covers the M3. So I guess we'll move on to the Lexus RCF. So that thing is I don't know as much about the technical details on those, but they've got a 5-liter V8. It's pretty much like the competition to the well, that's the IS 500, but that's basically that's the same shares the same engine as the RCF, but the RCF is the 2-door coupe.
Oh, okay.
But
so
the
it's I guess it would say similar to the M3 M4.
Yes.
The IS is the 4-door sedan.
Yeah. So the IS is basically like you can get it with a 4-cylinder V6, but the IS 500 is basically shares the same motor as that car right there.
Oh, the IS. Oh, yeah. Honestly speaking, I think I'm starting away from the RCF, but the IS 500. I really like that car.
Oh yeah,
the design wise, it's subtle enough to where it's like it looks like a regular Lexus.
Yep.
But there's enough the sleek, the side panelings going into the back. Once you realize that, you just need that's an RS, that's an IS. Yeah. That is the performance car. It's 500. It's similar to the his LFA of.
Oh yeah.
First, maybe not as notable in terms of its engine and whatnot, but. In terms of it, the flagship sports car, absolutely
for Lexus.
For Lexus, yeah.
Well, I had some clips, but we should start with the RCF. But I have another clip of just an overall view of what the RCF is like to drive, people driving around. But I wanted to include some of the others that Lexus's more flagship models. So you definitely will see a bit of
staggered with
the
19
LFA and the LC 500, which is their two-door supercar.
Of course, so that's is that the
RCF?
Or that's the RCF.
So,
of course, do you know how much horsepower the engine makes? Or?
I want to say like mid 400.
Okay, that's not bad.
No, it's
comparison
to
I assume it's probably also cheaper than the BMW.
Yes.
So
yes, and you get the reliability.
The current BMW listed around $80,000, maybe.
They're priced pretty similar though. When they came out, the RCFs were priced pretty similar.
Yeah, but
not as much as the BMW.
Yeah, I'm sure for BMWs, there's a much bigger market than a Lexus.
And it's the name. It's the
name.
Everyone wants a Beamer.
Everyone wants an M3.
People who like Lexus, it's like they're usually older folks or so.
Yeah, I think in terms of Lexus, when you're looking into a Lexus, you're more so looking for the luxury, the technology that they offer. Mm-hmm. They're not really known per se for their performance or power, even though they come with V8s and all that.
There is I have a picture, another one of most of Lexus's performance models. So you'll see the SC300, which had the 2JZ that the Toyota Supra has.
Oh yeah, I remember
so
that.
So those are basically all of their,
of course,
right there, RCF, and then that's the
on the back, the yellow one, the IFA,
the
V10.
Yep, that thing's So the blue one in the middle, that basically kind of started the trend for the V8s. Okay. Is why basically the IS500 is sort of like paying homage to that one. So it's not a complete rebrand of that one, but it's it was an option for North America in particular.
Of course.
So that was really cool.
So and how you mentioned, I think it was 2015, 2017 that they
started. Yeah, 2015.
2015. So has it been like the same model or
pretty much? It's Toyota. They're slow to evolve things. They make subtle changes over time.
Subtle changes, like pretty much.
Still putting disc drives, so you can still use your CD in a 2020 plus car.
Okay.
Very slow to change their things, but I have a picture also of the LC 500, which is their latest iteration
design
of their flagship.
Yeah, I love the sort of the back fenders. It's the more flared out look. Yeah. As it narrows in into like the sort of that arrowhead look.
It's just
beautiful, especially that red color, the pearl red.
Very pretty.
It catches your eye very much.
Yeah, that for sure. It definitely. I think the first movie I seen it in was like Black Panther, where T'Challa was riding it in a car chase scene. So it definitely got its bit of a debut there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can't go wrong with that thing. So, anyway, let's another picture I want to show of the iconic closer view of the LFA, their previous flagship car that everyone knows Lexus for having.
Yeah, there you go. That's a nice red too as well.
That thing is
actually. I think you can notice the similarities with the IC 500 and the LFA. Of course, you notice the back, sort of the cooling and the sort of the cuts in the side of the car. Mm-hmm. Very quite similar. Of course, still being that sort of those low, sleek sports cars.
Yeah. Well, I just want to play that clip real quick of what the LFA sounds like, just to everyone knows why it's such an iconic car.
Yeah.
Because it was from a partnership they did with Yamaha.
Oh, right.
So
probably one of those nicest sounds you can hear, the V10 engine. Also, I want to mention that unique exhaust they had. It was a middle exhaust with the 3 points, that sort of triangle look.
Yeah.
Very unique.
Something like what Pagani has on their more expensive cars. But LFAs obviously have gone up in value, so they're even more expensive now.
Right, yeah.
Like before they retailed about like around 300,000, 330,000. And no one wants to buy that, like spend that kind of money on a Lexus. But the people who did are sure glad that they invested in that kind of money and they got their return.
All right.
So I think
yes.
I think that's it. I don't think there's much else to talk about. But I just wanted to give you like sort of a brief overview of like Lexus's well-known
Lexus versus the BMW, of course, luxury versus power.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching today. I'm Arun Sharma.
And I'm Destria.
I'll see you next time. you.